Good evening, folks, and welcome into the Member 2 Sport and Wellness Center. My name is Jeff McIntyre for High Button Sports, bringing you an under-18 major matchup between the hometown Sydney Mitsubishi Rush against the Weeks Majors from New Glasgow. Starting goalies for this evening's game for the Weeks. Going to be Jake Thorne, number 1, and for the hometown Rush, number 33, Brighton Hardy. I'm going to pass you guys off to the PA announcer for O Canada. Be back shortly.
Good evening and welcome to the Member 2 Sport Wellness Center between the Weeks Major U18s and your Sydney Mitsubishi Rush. At this time, I would ask you to please rise, remove any hats for the playing of our national anthem.
We're just about ready to get this one kicked off. And here we go. Rush control, the opening draw. Hardy leaves it there for McLeod. He'll reverse play to McPhee. Into the middle, turned over. Weeks with a chance on the back door. What a save by Hardy. He slides across and takes one away. Sullivan with a shot from the point, blocked in front, played to the line. Gideon chips it just outside the line. It'll be sent right back down on goal. Hardy gloves it down for McLeod behind the net. His pass connects there. Gideon with it. He doesn't quite gain the line, and they actually do allow it. No icing on the play. Pile up along the half wall. Puck finally comes free. Weeks skate away with it. Majors, pardon me. Sullivan will gain the line, fire it in. Morrison with it for the Rush. Long stretch pass. Doesn't reach its target. McKenzie stepped in front of that one. Gets it ahead to McIntosh. McIntosh tries to walk around his man on the back door. Backhand chance. Shut down by Hardy. And he'll hold for a whistle. Weeks going hard to the net early here. Couple of great chances. Hardy equal to the task though. Draws scrambled, played up the wing. Crawley can't pick it up for the Rush. Into the middle of the ice for White. He's dispossessed of the puck. Miller will play it hard around. Pinched up on by the Majors. Comes free for the Rush. That's Ethan Miller. He'll play it around the boards. Crawley knocked down. White regains possession. Quick shot towards the goal. That's off a stick and over the glass for another whistle. Rush control off the draw, but it's passed into the middle. Off a skate. Shot never gets to the net. Here's Sim for the Majors. He'll reverse play. Drops it off for Burcham. Burcham over the line. Into the middle. Sim chops it on goal, but it's wide of the near post. One of the Rush players, McPhee, has had his stick broken in two. Puck comes to the middle. McPhee can't play it without the stick. And Bass Christmas leaves it there. Dunn gives it away. Sim on the back door. Shot off the bar. And that'll rim all the way out of play. And the Majors coming close to opening the scoring yet again. Turnover just inside the blue line. Almost comes back to bite the Rush. Off the crossbar and out of play. Draws, scrambled, comes free, back to the point for Sullivan. Sullivan has a quick shot. That's off a body in front. And that'll pop up over the glass. Off the draw, quick shot, just wide of the far post by Croft. Sullivan keeps it in at the line. Eisenor takes a shot. That's wide as well. Puck comes around, chopped out of the zone. Rush trying to get a quick change in. Gideon has his man go by him. White drops it off, but regains possession in the corner for the Majors. Here's McIntosh with it. Plays it back to the point. Quick shot by Tanner. Off the body in front, doesn't get to the net. Puck's played ahead, chopped off of Dunn's stick by Tanner, and it'll be sent down the ice. Majors will go for a quick change. Here's Morrison behind the goal. Looking for an outlet pass. Finds McLeod with it. McLeod passes it up the wing, but it's out of Syliboy's reach. And back for the Rush is McLeod. He'll have to work on breaking it out a second time. There's Morrison with it. Plays it off the glass, but it's by Austin Miller. And that's Lawrence Williams regrouping in his own zone. Rush tag up and give chase. Here's Croft on the boards into the middle. And here comes the Majors with speed. Splits the D. Shot on goal. Hardy makes the stop on the short side with the blocker. Nice rush from Nathan Kidd there with lots of speed through the neutral zone. And it's Austin Miller into the middle, but he strips his man of the puck but can't get the shot away. Majors cover up before the shot can be taken. Here's Kidd again down the wing, centering. Oh, pardon me, it's a shot, but nowhere near the net. Kept in at the line. Here's Nicholas Bass Christmas for the Rush. He'll play it softly around for Austin Miller, just out of his reach. Burcham will play it back down. Out of the reach there of Christmas, and Pugsley actually plays it outside the zone. Burcham swings it around, gets it to Pugsley. Pugsley goes wide on his man, drops it for Sim. His shot is fanned on. Dangerous chance in the slot there, but Hardy shuts that down. And that pass will drag McCackern outside the zone. There's McCachran again. Cross ice feed finds Frazier. Frazier over the line, into the middle. Off of Pugsley's stick. He takes a bit of a shot to the head as well. Kept in at the line. Majors in again. Into the slot. Can't get the shot away. Centering pass. Penalty coming up here to the Rush. Quick shot on goal, and that is handled by Hardy, who's been under siege early here. First penalty of the game coming to the Rush. Number 19, Luke Andrea. 2 minutes for hooking. Early on, the shots are 6-0 in favor of the Majors. And the first power play of the game, cross ice feed just out of the reach there. Quick pass down low, misses everyone. Battle in the corners, one. Pass back to the point, draws his man outside the zone. Here's Cohen Tanner, plays it ahead. That pass connects with McKenzie. McKenzie gains the line and he'll set things up. Back to the point, bobbled momentarily, but Tanner settles it down. Pass down low. They'll switch spots there as Croft and Tanner. That pass across, and another broken stick, the second of the game, and the Rush will fire that down the ice, killing this penalty effectively so far. Back the other way. Oh, looks like a penalty. Interference is going to be the call. This one is going to be number 26 of the week's McKenzie. They'll sit and we'll play some 4-on-4 hockey for a minute before the Rush will have an abbreviated minute-long power play. 4-on-4 for the next minute or so. Scrum behind the net. Puck comes out. Back to the point. Bertram, cross ice to Williams. Williams, pass on, actually more of a shot pass, but it's handled by Hardy. Sim with it, takes a sharp angle shot. That's off of Hardy and high up on the glass. Full possession inside the zone, even at 4-on-4, and Hardy has seen enough of that. He'll hold for a whistle. .22 seconds left in the 4-on-4. Weeks win the draw. Bertram feeds it across. Played back down low. Scrum along the boards. Puck comes free. Here's Liam McLeod with it for the Rush. Tries to go wide. Can't quite beat Williams, and he'll play it down behind the goal. Rush on the power play now for the next minute. Bass Christmas plays it in front, but no one there for the Rush, and it's played down the ice. Hardy will stop it there for Austin Miller. He overskates it, but no pressure on him, so he gets away with it. Here's Liam McLeod trying to set this power play up. Only 30 seconds left in it. Gets it to head to Crawley. He'll gain the line and fire it in. Collision down there in the corner. Puck comes free. Sent down behind the goal line. Bass Christmas tries to center it. Doesn't get to the front of the net. Battled by Miller. Austin Miller of the Rush keeps it in momentarily. McLeod steps up to keep it. He tries to play it to Christmas. That pass is intercepted and sent down the ice. That'll just about do it for the abbreviated power play for the Rush. Ethan Miller reverses play, but he gets away with it as Isanor didn't quite see that pass. Here's Deacon McPhee, gains the line, tries to flip it in. Sullivan got a stick on that. Played around nicely there, kept in at the line. Sent down low, but over the head of Crawley. He's sealed off in the corner. Miller leaves it for Morrison. Morrison plays it down low. Crawley, or pardon me, it's not Crawley. He may have went off for a change, but nonetheless, a penalty has been drawn by the Rush. That was Dylan Gideon that took a bit of a shot from behind. Cross-checking will be the call. Number 11, Nick McCackern, will sit for 2 minutes or less. So after that, a minute-long power play for the Rush was unsuccessful. They get a full 2 minutes to work with here. 10:53 remaining in the first period, still scoreless. Off the draw, it's sent down the ice by the Weeks Majors. Here's Morrison with it. He'll gain the line, fire it to Lewis. He'll fire it in, give chase, but kept in at the line on that weak clearing attempt. Here's McPhee. He'll think about a shot, but that's off a stick, and it'll ramp up at a play. Still at halfway through the first period of play. Shots on goal are 8-0 in favor of the Weeks. Off the draw, Rush control. McPhee plays it down around the net. Gideon can't center it, but he does get it to Lewis. Lewis walks out of the corner. Cross ice feed to Morrison. Now back to McPhee. McPhee sees a lane. Shot on goal. Stopped by Thorne. Into the middle for Morrison. On the half wall for Dunn. Dunn, nice pass. Good look there on the backside. And a nice jam play, but Thorne was equal to the task. And it's sent down the ice by the Weeks. Good forecheck in low, and he's going to draw a penalty. I believe that's White. And we've reached our first commercial break of the evening. We'll be back shortly.
Today's game is fueled by Some Good, the clean, natural hydration shots trusted by athletes across Atlantic Canada. Packed with unfiltered apple cider, electrolytes, and no artificial junk, Some Good keeps you hydrated the right way, whether you're on the ice, in the gym, or cheering from the stands. It tastes unreal, it's good for you, and it supports local. Grab a Some Good and feel the difference. Hydration made simple, performance made better.
And we're back. Just before the break there, Deacon McPhee was assessed a penalty for tripping of the Rush. So we'll play 4-on-4 for 52 seconds. Puck sent down the ice by the Rush. Sullivan will skate it out with speed. Finds Bertram. He'll gain the line. Quick shot towards the back post for a deflection, but couldn't quite get there. It was Bertram. McLeod chips it ahead. Rush looking to get things sorted out. Here's McLeod with it. Chips it ahead to Nicholas Bass-Christmas, but his backhand pass doesn't connect with anyone from the Rush. Centering pass, they score! And it comes back to bite the Rush as the Weeks come in transition, and Jaden Croft chips it by Brighton Hardy to give the Weeks, a 1-0 lead. 9:02 remaining in the first period. Off the restart. Weeks control. Sim drops it for Bertram. Bertram again with it. He'll skate it outside the zone. Cross ice feed connects there, but it's just going to be offside at the line. Sim was a step ahead of the play. Weeks go straight ahead with it. That's Swain. He drops it off there. Cross ice feed left for Bertram. Bertram on the half wall to Sim. Sim tries to find the man on the back door. That skips over the stick. And control inside the zone as they have a power play for the next 42 seconds. The Weeks. Bertram, his pass to Sim misses. Sim back on the half wall. Kept to the outside, centering pass. No one there for the Weeks. Kept in at the line. Here's Lawrence Williams. Finds Sim. Sim shot. Low shot. Knifed away by Hardy. Good movement here on the power play. Quick shot off the glove. That was Frazier that took that one in a prime scoring area, but Hardy got the glove on it. Back to the point. Bertram has his lane closed. Another shot. And that one is gloved down by Hardy off the stick of Williams. 7:45 remaining in the first. And the Rush have successfully killed off that power play. McPhee is out of the box. Shots 13-1 in favor of the Weeks. Sullivan at the point. Cross ice feed is chopped away by Christmas. And that pass will draw Sullivan outside the zone. He'll fire it down. McLeod picks it up for the Rush behind his goal. He'll skate things the other way. Pass up, connects with Syliboy. He can't get much farther than the circle, and possession changes to the Weeks. Here's Eisenor. His chip into the middle hits Parker Lee. Sullivan with it again. His stretch pass is behind the intended target. Fast Christmas finds his man. Dunn. His cross-ice pass is just a little far ahead of Syliboy, but he gets the puck in deep. Back the other way come the Weeks. Battle at center with Guthrow and Green. Puck's just chipped outside the zone, and Guthrow will chip it into the pile trying to change at the Weeks bench, so no icing on the play. Weeks breaking it out quickly here. McIntosh at center, drops it there for Kidd. Kidd has an opportunity, quick shot, blocked there by Deacon McPhee of the Rush. Luke Andrea in buzzing around for the Rush. Turns the puck over and it's sent back down behind the Weeks net. Williams with it. Plays it ahead. Kidd down the line. Sealed off nicely. Tackled into the corner. Won't be very happy about that one. Solid play by McPhee. Opportunity for McIntosh to center it, and the pass gets out. Shot off a stick and over the goal by White. Back to the point. McKenzie. And that shot ramps up off a stick and over the glass by McIntosh. Puck's played to the line, and it'll skip by McCackern. He has Dunn chasing him down, but does well to ward him off. Here's McLeod for the Rush. His outlet pass is off a stick, and it'll be kept in at the line. Actually, I must have missed something. They're saying it's an offside call, but that didn't look like it came out to me. Croft comes away with it off the draw. Drops it for Sim. Sim's shot's blocked before it can get to the goal. Dunn chips it ahead, takes a hit to make the play. Chopped off the stick of McLeod before he can get the line. McLean tries to get it down inside the line, but it's turned over. Frazier into the middle. Sim couldn't get the shot away. Keeps it alive behind the net. Sim can't find it in his feet. Battle won by Dunn. It'll just be chopped outside the zone. And the Weeks will regroup in their own zone here. Here's Burcham. Off the shin pads of Dunn. He'll give chase. Played high off the boards and out. Out of the reach of Croft. He'll try to go around his man McPhee, but he takes care of him nicely. Played hard off the boards. Gideon for the rush. Fires it in deep. Crawley trying to hunt down that puck for the rush. Gets it loose, back to the point. Christmas bobbles it before he can get the shot away. Just played down to the half wall. Rush trying to get some changes while they're in the offensive zone. Pile up along the half wall, finally comes free. Here's Ewan Sim. Looking for an outlet pass. He'll find his man at center. Isanor, back to Isanor in the slot. He can't take it cleanly, and his shot's well wide of the net. Rims around for Sullivan. Sullivan down low for Pugsley. Into the middle, shot. And that's swallowed up by Hardy. Some pushing and shoving in front. Looks like Ewan White was in there causing a bit of a disturbance, and Nicholas Bass Christmas gave him a shot for his efforts, and he's going to get the only penalty, head contact penalty. 3:30 remaining in the first period, and the Weeks will head back to the power play, trying to stretch their lead to 2. Shots on goal are 14-2 in favor of the Weeks. Hardy's been excellent in goal. Angus Huey McLean plays it hard off the glass, but a little too hard and high. It'll ramp up and out of play.
16 minutes, 30 seconds. Past Christmas, 2 minutes head contact at 16:30.
Back to the point. Tanner, cross-ice feed, shot on goal. Kicked away by Hardy. Centering pass through the crease. Double clutch there. Cross-ice feed off the skate. Regrouping. McKenzie can't take it cleanly. Puts it across. That return feed is nowhere near its target. Croft walks into the middle. Sharp angle shot. And that's stopped and held by Hardy. This Week's team will shoot from just about anywhere and then crash the net for some rebounds. Minute and 20 left in the power play for the Weeks. Cross-ice feed off the skate of Frazier. He'll regroup. Back to the point for Williams. Now into the middle. Williams has an opportunity to shoot. Passes it off to Sim. And he double clutches. He's closed out nicely by Gideon. Pass over to Sim. Goes astray. He'll regain. Back to the point for Williams. And then now Sim walks in. Backdoor pass. And the net looks like it's dislodged. Some pushing and shoving in front of Hardy. And the Rush will certainly take that whistle with 47 seconds remaining in the power play. get a quick change and some fresh troops on the ice. Off the draw. Weeks scramble it, but gain possession with the extra attacker. Swain plays it back to the point. Here's Sim again, rolling off the half wall. Looks for a lane to the net. Off a stick, back to the point, and that'll squeak outside the line. Bertram will leave it there for Williams. Williams with a head of steam the other way. Stops on a dime. Looks to set things up again. Here's Sim with it. Down low for Swain. Swain, cross-ice feed, connects. Delayed shot, and the shot is taken, but it's well wide of the goal. And that'll do it for the power play. Back to 5-on-5 action. Weeks with it in their own zone. Eisenhower plays it ahead. That pass connects. Just chopped off Swain's stick, but following the play is McIntosh. His shot's just wide of the far post through the defenseman's legs. Sullivan steps up, fires a cross-corner dump in. We're into the final minute of the first here. McCackern keeps it at the line, plays it in front of the goal, but that's knocked down by McLean. Chipped ahead quickly. McIntosh beats his man wide, tries to center it. Lane's closed off. Back to the point for Sullivan, though. He'll have a shot that's deflected away by Syliboy. Played to an open corner, but McIntosh, the only one there for the Weeks. Centering pass doesn't get to the front of the net. Weeks doing well to force pucks into the middle of the ice. Into the final 20 seconds here. Here's Sullivan with it. One more shot towards the goal, and that's wide of the goal. Kept in by McCackern. And possession changed over to Morrison. He'll play it down the ice. And that'll just about do it. Icing may have been the call, but the clock runs out. After the first period of play, the Weeks hold a 1-0 lead over the Rush. Shots on goal are 16-2 in favor of the Weeks. We'll be back shortly after the flood. And we're back for the second period of play. After one period of action, the Weeks hold a 1-0 lead over the Rush. Brighton Hardy in goal for the Rush was fantastic in the first period, turning aside 15 of the 16 shots he faced. And we're just about ready to drop the puck on the second. Here we go. McLeod controls for the Rush, off the draw, cross ice feed to McPhee. His stretch pass is missed at center, and that'll head down the ice for an icing call. Kid giving some instructions to Frazier off the draw. Oh, we have an equipment issue for a Rush player here. Coda Lewis having a neck guard issue. He'll be allowed to change. Andrea comes in. Face-off won by the Rush. McLeod wiggles away behind the net with the puck. Pass on the backhand, connects with Dunn. He takes a hit at center and can't advance the puck any further. Weeks stretch pass connects. Frazier with it. Into the middle. Shot on goal. Stopped by Hardy. Rebound to the corner. Back to the point. Tanner, cross-ice feed. Shot on goal. Just wide of the mark. Sharp angle shot off the side of the goal. Croft tries to reverse play into the middle. Turned over to Dunn. Dunn makes his man miss. And it's chipped ahead to center. Gideon leaves it there for Andrea. Andrea goes wide. Loses the puck. Into the middle. Shot by Dunn. Turned away by Thorne. Good rush there. Creating an opportunity was Andrea, and that shot from the point will hit a stick and ramp up over the glass. Crawley off the draw, tries to put it towards the goal, off a skate and into the corner. Weeks come back the other way hard. That pass up head to White was in his skates. He can't find it. Kept in at the line. Green puts it ahead to White, but it'll dribble down into Hardy for an easy whistle. Face-off controlled. White plays it around. Pinching in is Williams. He'll play it down to the corner. Morrison steps up, fires it around this Weeks side. Crawley couldn't handle it. Weeks take possession. Here's White. Sealed off again by Morrison. Chipped to the line, but not out. White again with it. Tries to feed the point, but that's off a stick. And it's played out to the neutral zone. Williams takes the long way to get it, so they wave off icing. Williams with a head of steam, but the puck gets a little too far ahead of him. Bass Christmas plays it outside the line. Quick up was Crawley looking for it, but the pass never gets to him. Miller leaves it for Crawley. Crawley with a shot. That's blocked by McKenzie. Turned over behind the goal. Ethan Miller with a pass to the front. Gets back to the point. Quick shot on goal. That's knifed away. Backhand into the far corner by McPhee. Chopped to the front of the goal, but no one there for the rush. McPhee plays it back down around. Centering pass doesn't get to Laporte. Fast Christmas pinches down. Miller with it again. Plays it back to the point. Quick shot coming. Kicked aside by Thorne. Rebounds there. Guthrow can't redirect it on goal. Fast Christmas pinches down. 2-on-2 rush the other way. Here's Pugsley with it. Just onside at the line. McPhee loses it. Sim now. Looking for a lane. Fires it wide of the goal. Pinched up on there was McCackern, and a penalty is coming. Slashing will be the call. Nicholas Fast Christmas of the rush will sit for 2 minutes or less. 16:46 remaining in the second period, and the Weeks will head back to the power play. Face-off was done a little too quickly as the Rush they only had 3 players on the ice, I believe. We'll do it again. Weeks control the draw. That one-time shot from Kidd was fanned on. Easy save from Hardy. And that's regained by the Rush and fired down the ice. Tanner back for it. Plays it ahead. Weeks come with speed through the neutral zone. Tanner with it again. He'll cut things up and set it up inside the offensive zone. Back to the point. McKenzie. His pass. The return pass is knocked down by Andrea and sent down the ice. Weeks breaking it out through the neutral zone. Doing a lap here is Kidd. Kidd plays it softly down to the front of the net for Pugsley, but it's out of his reach. He'll regroup. Back into the middle for Tanner. He walks in. Quick shot. Glove stopped by Hardy, and he'll hold for a whistle. Not a difficult save as there wasn't a whole lot of traffic in front. Tanner didn't get the A shot off there. 59 seconds remaining in the power play for the Weeks. Cross-ice feed to Williams. Williams finds the player on the side of the net with a beautiful pass. And it's tapped home by the Weeks to take a 2-0 lead. Looks like Eli Swain camped out at the far post for the easiest goal he's ever going to score. And the Weeks capitalize on the power play to take a 2-0 lead. What a great look from Lawrence Williams there. Through a few bodies and a few sticks to find Swain on the back door. Pass ahead, connects with Sim. Sim down the wing, cuts to the middle, shot on goal. That's off the stick of Fast Christmas into the corner. Weeks have possession again. That shot to the goal is blocked by Morrison, but the rebound is centered and tapped home. And I believe that's Swain's second back-to-back tap-ins. As the Weeks open up a 3-goal lead, 3-0, 15-10 remaining in the second. Quick strike offense here to start the second period. Eli Swain in the right place at the right time, and he cashes 2 quick ones. Puck comes free for Isanor. Finds his point man. Walks in. Shots blocked. Weeks regain possession. That's Williams trying to feed it down low. Kicked out by Ethan Miller of the Rush. Williams again with it. Stretches the puck ahead into the middle for McIntosh. He'll get the line. Tries to curl back. Potential odd man rush here for the Rush. This is Crawley. Leaves it there, but out of the reach of Miller. Good back check from the Weeks to negate any scoring opportunity there. Austin Miller in forechecking, gets a stick on it. But the Weeks come in transition again. 3-on-2 Rush with back pressure, but one too many moves at the line by Isanor, and that will be an offside call on the Weeks. Straight ahead with it, off the draw. Kingston Laporte tries to play it ahead, but Guthrow can't get a stick on it inside the weak zone. Back for it is Burcham. Makes one man miss, plays it ahead. Lee steps up to make a hit, but the puck keeps moving forward. Here's Swain looking for the hat trick. Tries to go low, far side, but it'll rim all the way around and out of the zone. Oh, and a stumble there. Chance here for the Rush. Shot on goal. Turned away by Thorne. Golden opportunity for the Rush to break the goose egg. But Thorne shuts the point-blank chance down. Straight ahead with it, go the Rush. Reverse play here, turned over. Laporte behind the goal, tries to center it right on the stick of Miller, but he double clutches and the chance evaporates. Back the other way, here comes Kidd with speed. He beats his man Morrison wide, comes in, quick shot to the far pad, rebound stopped as well by Hardy. Great dash from Kidd there. Big hit at center on Miller as well. Behind the net, Sullivan plays it off the boards out and out to Swain. Swain leaves it there for Croft. Croft crisscrosses with Swain, drops the puck off there, and that's turned over inside the line. Swain battles to get it back, but it's dished out to the center ice area. Sullivan again with it. Has it knocked off his stick by Miller. He'll ward off the forecheck, Will Sullivan, and leave it there for Tanner. Tanner through the neutral zone to himself. 3-on-1 chance here for the Weeks. Shot on goal, fought off by Hardy with the shoulder. Rebound controlled by the Weeks along the half wall. Walking into the middle. Croft takes a shot off a body and into the corner. McLeod, he's dispatched in the corner. Swain into the middle. Croft double clutches, doesn't get the shot away. Here's Tanner with it. Back to the point. McKenzie, backdoor pass. One-time shot, stopped. Croft took the one-timer, but Hardy was equal to the challenge. Here's Tanner with it again. Rebounds there. And it's in the goal, I believe. No one could find it. And it's put home by the Weeks. And they'll jump out to a 4-goal lead. Looks like that one was tapped home by Nathan Kidd, number 28 of the Weeks. Big pile up in front of Hardy, and Kidd found it before anybody else could. 11:46 remaining in the second period. 4-0 Weeks. Puck sent down the ice by the Rush. Crawley in giving chase. Puck's played to the middle. Played ahead for White. Back into the middle. Here's McIntosh. Tries to go wide. Centering pass. Knocked down by Bass Christmas. That pass is too tough for Hudson Crawley to take, and it'll hit his skate and slide down the ice for an icing call. Rush control the draw. McPhee plays it ahead. Off the stick of Miller, and it'll dribble down inside the weak's end. Forecheck is on. Crawley forechecking Williams, but Williams spins off the check. Plays it ahead. That pass goes astray. McPhee will regroup for the rush. Chips it ahead for Miller. Austin Miller now tries to put it off the far pad. Kept in at the line by Bass Christmas. He'll play it towards the goal. McPhee steps up to seal the line. It's played out to center. Miller backing up McPhee. Played to an open wing. Ethan Miller giving chase on Williams. Williams softly plays it to McCackern. McKenzie. Bass Christmas is sealed off, and the Weeks come the other way. 1-on-4 is Frazier. His rush is turned away nicely by the rush. That pass chipped ahead, but Lee couldn't take it as McCackern was back checking. Played to an open wing. Austin Miller tries to chip it around his man Burcham, but the puck was rolling. There's McCackern. He'll gain the line. Goes wide. Centering pass, just out of the reach. 2-on-1 opportunity with back pressure into the middle. Quick shot on goal, just wide of the near post was Lewis. And we have a penalty behind the play. McCackern and Lewis exchanging some pleasantries. They'll both sit for 2 minutes. Coincidental minors. And they're still having words. We're taking our second commercial break. Pardon me, we'll be right back after these messages.
Today's game is fueled by Some Good, the clean, natural hydration shots trusted by athletes across Atlantic Canada. Packed with unfiltered apple cider, electrolytes, and no artificial junk, Some Good keeps you hydrated the right way, whether you're on the ice, in the gym, or cheering from the stands. It tastes unreal, it's good for you, and it supports local. Grab a Some Good and feel the difference. Hydration made simple, performance made better.
And we're back. Face off in the neutral zone here, just outside the weak zone. We'll hold a commanding 4-0 lead halfway through this game. Off the draw, Pugsley battles Guthrow along the boards. Puck's turned back. Tanner, cross ice feed. Here's Sim with it in the neutral zone. Headman pass just off a stick and inside the zone. McLeod takes possession. Kept in at the line. Sim over to Frazier. Chopped on goal there, but doesn't get to the net. And the rush will clear it out to the neutral zone. Here's Tanner. Cross ice feed to Sullivan. Back to Tanner. And he'll skate things back the other way. Tanner still with possession. Dumps it into the rush end. Morrison with it. Clears it ahead to Laporte. Laporte finds Guthrow at center. Andrea was streaking towards the net. Guthrow didn't see him. He'll dump it in, go for a change. Pass ahead by Sullivan. Knifed into the rush end, but it'll ramp up over the glass. McKenzie has possession for the Weeks off the draw. Plays it back into his own zone. and takes it with some speed. Parker Lee in trying to disrupt that. Here's Williams. Takes his eye off the puck for a moment. Regroups with McKenzie behind his goal. Stretch pass ahead. That'll connect. But it's Eisenhower dispossessed there by Nicholas Bass-Christmas. Turned over in the neutral zone. Evan White back with it for the Weeks. He's taken to the boards heavily by Nicholas Bass-Christmas. And yet again, the Weeks stop that rush at center and fire it back down. Back forward is McPhee. He plays it hard off the glass. Williams plays it ahead. Off the stick at center. No icing on the play. Bass-Christmas reverses play to McPhee. Played off the boards and just outside the line. Bertram couldn't hold it. He'll regroup. Gets it ahead. And that's just offside at the line. Coincidental minors to Lewis and McEachern have ended. They're out of the box. .7:33 remaining in the second period. Off the draw, Crawley plays it back. Morrison stretch pass, misses everyone. It'll roll right down onto Thorne. Bertram regrouping there. Bertram plays it ahead. Off the stick at center. Turned over to Morrison, but he has to double clutch it. Swain takes it there. Puts it into the skates, and he scores! He picks up the hat trick. Eli Swain plays it into the feet from a sharp angle on Hardy, and it trickles in. That's a hat trick within the second period for Eli Swain. And the Weeks jump out to a 5-goal lead. Off the restart. Puck's played ahead again. Swain looking for his fourth. Drops it back. Behind the net's Kidd. Kidd stripped of the puck. Miller tries to play it ahead. Kept in at the line by Bertram. He's knocked off the puck. And the Rush come in transition. Here's Ethan Miller. Tries to find the trailer. Morrison off a skate. Then they score! Austin Miller finds Ethan Miller driving the net. And he makes no mistake in the slot and buries it over by Thorne to break the goose egg for the Rush. .5-1 game, 6:40 remaining in the second period in favor of the Weeks. Two quick goals, teams trading. Miller drops the shoulder, gets it ahead to Austin Miller. Miller shoots wide of the net, the rim all the way around for Liam McLeod, who tries to dump it back to the corner, but it'll ramp up at a play. Another good opportunity for the Rush to make something happen, but Austin Miller couldn't get that shot on goal. Tanner behind the net, leaves it for Sullivan. Sullivan flips it ahead, caught at center. Played across to Tanner. Tanner will gain the line. Cuts up. Laser of a pass, too hot for Pugsley to handle. Puck's behind the goal. Tanner with it now. Back to the point. Tanner, cross-ice feed to Sullivan. Back to the middle for Tanner. His shot blocked by Parker Lee, and that took a bite out of him. Sullivan with a shot towards the goal, and that's looks like a quick whistle, but looks like a penalty coming to the Rush. Interference will be the call. Deacon McPhee, number 18, will sit for 2 minutes or less, and the Weeks will head back to the power play with an opportunity to extend their lead. 5:45 remaining in the second. Right off the draw, back to the point. Bertram with a lane, tries to find a pass. Shot on goal, deflected in the slot, and it'll find the back of the net. No chance for Hardy on that one. Looks like Ewan Sim is leading the goal celebration. That'll give you an idea of who tipped that one. Shot from Bertram was deflected in, and the Weeks get that one right back and lead 6-1. Offside is the call on the rush. Face off will come outside the zone. There's McCachran with it. Played into the middle. That pass connects nicely. Croft with it. Back to McCachran. Quick one-time shot, well wide of the goal. Battle in the corner. McLean sealing the puck along the boards. Comes free for Morrison of the Rush. He's sealed off in the corner. Can't get the puck up the wing. Hunter Green keeps the cycle moving for the Weeks. And it's back to Morrison. He'll flip it high. It's going to be gloved down at center. Bertram picks it up. He'll move in now. McCachran backing up that play. And just chip it back down to the Rush end. And it's fired down the ice, but deflected at center. Bertram will try the really quick up, and that's going to connect with Ewan White. He walks in, tries to go back door. Just on the goal line, I believe. Hardy got the paddle down. What a stop on the back door. Great look from White to try to find that backdoor tap in. But Hardy got there this time. Pass across. Pugsley knocked off the puck. Comes free for McIntosh. He'll walk in. Lane to the net's there. Quick shot. Right into the crest of Hardy. And he'll hold for another face-off. .402 remaining in the second. Shots have grown to 31-8 in favor of the Weeks. Draws scrambled. Comes free. Swain leaves it there. That'll be dragged outside the line. McKenzie couldn't keep it in. He gets the puck ahead. Williams will gain the line and fire it in. Christmas takes the wrong route to the puck. Regains possession, however. Fires it out to neutral ice. Williams is going to be there first. He'll play it across to McKenzie. McKenzie leaves it there. Pugsley, pass a little behind McKenzie, but he picks it up successfully. Gains the line. Down low. Swain puts it on goal, looking for his fourth. That's turned away by Hardy. Back to the point, McKenzie. Cross-ice feed there. Into the middle, just off the stick of Swain in the slot. Rush take over now. Here's Nicholas Bass Christmas. 1-on-4. He'll gain the line, chip it in, and go give chase. Sealed along the wall by Williams. Puck's played to an open area. Austin Miller turns it over there. Plays it to that's Coda Lewis. And that's sent down the ice. Nathan Kidd on it. Tries to center it. Kept in at the line by Tanner. Tanner with a head of steam. Shot misses on the short side. Another quick one towards the goal. Will rim all the way around. Crawley can't chip it by Tanner. Good stick lift there by Croft. Into the middle for White. White tries to find the backdoor pass to Sullivan, but it wasn't there that time. Played to the line. White will get it out, just out of the reach of Kidd, but he's got wheels to pick it up. Quick shot on goal. He scores! What a shot from a pretty sharp angle. Rips it over Hardy's shoulder. For a 7-1 lead. Right at the 2-minute mark. Of the second period. 7-1 Weeks. There's McCackern. Gains the line, fires it in deep, just wide of Hardy's net. Croft with it, plays it back to the point. Pass down to the slot for Sim, chipped wide of the goal. Croft tries to play it back to the point, just chipped ahead by Syllaboy, but it's sent right back down by the Weeks. Morrison with it now. His pass is off the stick, into the middle, loose puck, shot on goal, stopped by Hardy, and he'll cover it up for a whistle. Weeks do a great job of causing a turnover and immediately getting the puck to the net, causing some chaos in front of Hardy. Puck's one to the boards. McIntosh picks it up there. Back to the point for McKenzie. His shot wide of the goal. Picked up by Williams on the far point. He's sealed off along the boards by McPhee. Played ahead. McLeod. That's Laporte. Now McLeod has it for the rush. Played ahead. Williams steps up to cut that pass off. And that's Andrea is taken down from behind. Going to be an interference call coming to the Weeks. This looks like it's going to be Cameron Eisenhower. He'll sit for 2 minutes or less. 52 seconds left in the second period. Rush with an opportunity on the power play to cut the lead. Weeks win the draw, play it around to an open corner. White can't clear the puck. Fans on the clearing attempt. Gets to the line. McPhee has it there. Left for McLeod. McLeod with it now. Trades places with McPhee. McPhee winds up, takes a shot off the bar and out. A shot from Deacon McPhee. Back to the middle. There's McLeod onto the half wall. Shot on goal by Dunn, and that'll hit the mask of Thorne and ramp up over the glass. Great look from Deacon McPhee on that latest power play opportunity. Rang it as hard as you can ring it off the crossbar, and somehow it stays out of the net. McLeod wins the puck off the draw, into the middle to Dunn on the half wall. Shot, scores! Great shot from Jacob Dunn, and the Rush capitalize on the power play to make it a 7-2 game in favor of the Weeks. 12 seconds remaining in the second period. Good look from Liam McLeod to find Dunn on the half wall, and Dunn does the rest, beating Thorne over the blocker for the Rush's second goal of the game. Off the restart, Gideon fires it down, and that'll just about do it for the second period. After 2 periods of play, the Week 7, Rush 2, Shots on goal, 33-10 in favor of the Weeks. We'll be back after the second intermission. We'll talk to you soon. And we're back for the third period of action between the Weeks and the Rush. After 2 periods of play, the Weeks 7 and the Rush 2. Shots on goal 33-10 in favor of the Weeks. And here we go for the third. McLeod tries to go straight ahead with it. That Rush is shut down. Kept in at the line. Frazier with it. Frazier shot towards the goal. Wide of the net. Hopped up on the mesh for a moment. Behind the net. Turned over. Weeks have it. Back to the point. Sullivan can't take that. Bounce off the boards cleanly, and it'll slide down the ice. Thorne plays it ahead. Lewis puts it towards the goal. 2 Weeks collide. Shot from the point. Through a screen. 2 big saves by Thorne there. Loose puck found by Gideon. Penalty coming. This one's going to the Rush. Looks like number 26, Coda Lewis. 2 minutes for holding the stick. The Weeks will head back to the power play, and that's not a good idea if you're the Rush. Their power play's been lethal. Back to the point, quick pass over. Frazier doesn't shoot, passes it back. Rebound shot wide of the open cage by Swain. Had his 4th of the night on his stick, but can't find the open cage. Puck sent down the ice by Andrea. Williams back for it for the Weeks. They'll break things out the other way. Gets it ahead to Burcham. Burcham's pass ahead over the line. They're into the middle. Williams shoots. Stopped by Hardy. And he finds the rebound before Burcham can dive in there and poke it home. A minute and 22 remaining in the power play with Lewis in the box for the Rush. Sent down the ice by McPhee off the draw. Heading back forward is Cohen Tanner. He's shadowed by Laporte. Now we'll break things out the other way. Into the middle. Pugsley drops it. Shot by McKenzie wide of the far post. That shot will rim all the way around and out. Tanner with it again. Tanner gains the line. Drops it back. McKenzie puts it back down to the corner for Tanner. Tanner tries to find the player on the back door. McIntosh. He'll curl. Play down low. Off the pad. Rebounds there for Tanner. He has his stick lifted, and that'll be sent down the ice. Back for it's Kidd, who can really skate. Gains the line, has it knocked off his stick. Into the middle, just chipped by McKenzie, and a break for Crawley. He's in, he shoots, he scores! Beautiful backhand, forehand goal by Hudson Crawley to beat Thorne on the blocker side. And he cuts the lead to 7-3 in favor of the Weeks with that shorthanded tally. .17-20 remaining in the third. See if that shorthanded goal can give the Rush a little bit of a spark. It's fired down the ice off the restart. That'll do it for the penalty. Back to 5-on-5. Here's McIntosh. Skates it out of his own zone. Headmans the puck to Green. He has it knocked off his stick. And that's going to be another penalty to the Rush as soon as they touch up. Hooking will be the call. Angus Huey McLean of the Rush will sit for 2 minutes or less as he got his stick up into the midsection of one of the week's players and fired him to the ice. Tough penalty to take after your team just scores shorthanded to get you back within a few. Off the draw, it's fired down the ice by the Rush. Weeks will regroup in their own zone. Bertram headmans the puck. Frazier chops it down behind the net for Williams. Williams can't get the puck any further, and it's sent down the ice. Andrea in forechecking. Seals the wall on Bertram for a moment. Now Bertram will get things moving. Headman to Sim. Just onside at the line. Sim gains the line. Center. Pass across to the weak side. Misses. Williams with it now. Settling things down for the Weeks. Here's Sim in motion. Can't get the shot away. Swain tries to put the puck to the goal mouth, but that's knocked away. And McPhee will find the opening and fire it down the ice. Ethan Miller in forechecking, has the puck chipped around him. Centering pass just out of the reach of Laporte. And here comes Kidd the other way. Centering pass to the back door, just out of the reach of the onrushing Weeks player. Into the middle, Kidd again, shot with a beautiful shoulder stop by Hardy. And that's sent down the ice again by the Rush. 22 seconds remaining in the power play. McLean eagerly waiting to jump back on the ice. Fired down the ice again, this time by Bass Christmas. Guthrow in there forechecking, trying to read the play. And that'll do it for the power play for the Weeks as McLean steps back on the ice. Morrison tries to hit Laporte with that pass, and it'll slide the length of the ice. 14:39 to go in the third. Pile up along the boards in the corner. Played back to the point, but that'll drag them outside the zone. Guthrow will gain the line and fire it in deep. Laporte in forechecking Sullivan. Sullivan will headman that puck, but it's turned over just outside the blue line. Dunn couldn't keep it in at the line. Now Nicholas Bass Christmas will gain the line and fire it deep in. Kept in by Lewis. Played high off the boards, with glove down by Sullivan. Sullivan dishes it off and goes. He'll get it back from Isanor. That pass across the goal mouth misses everyone. Dunn is bottled up along the half wall, and it's chopped outside the line. McCachran with it. He'll fire it over top of Hardy's goal. It's played hard off the glass by Bass Christmas and down the ice, and that's going to be an icing call on the Rush. Off the draw, McPhee plays it hard around, just does get outside the line. Off the skate of Crawley, and that's an unbelievable decision by the referees, and they score. What a strange play as they allow the offside, which it was clearly offside, but they say the Rush played it back into their own end. And they finally wave it off. That's the right call. But you're not gonna. The Weeks coaching staff's not going to be very happy about that now as they let it play out to the point of a goal, but I guess in the end the referees and the linesmen get it right. Face off just outside the Rush zone. Score still 7-3. Here's McLeod. Tries to find Dunn, and it'll be chipped in. Rush will give chase. Puck's played ahead. Icing's going to be waved off. So Rush could have played that at center. McLeod makes one man miss. Plays it up the wing. Dunn takes a swing at it. Now it's White with it. He'll gain the line. Thinks about a shot towards the goal. Has it chopped off his stick by McLean. Back to the point. That's passes well out of the reach of Williams. And that'll slide the length of the ice. Weeks skating it quickly through the neutral zone. Bertram drops it off for Sim. Sim walks around Gideon into the middle, just off the stick of Frazier. Lee plays it ahead, but can't find Gideon with that headman pass. McPhee steps up, has his pocket picked momentarily, but regains possession and fires it down behind Thorne's goal. Weeks with possession. Stretch pass ahead, connects there with Kidd. Kidd with a head of steam. Just kept to the outside by Morrison. Played into the middle. Parker Lee regains there. Knocked off the puck, but gets the puck ahead to Gideon. He chops it outside the line. Here's Tanner. Avoids a check. Quick shot on goal, wide of the net. Puck's turned over. Rush will just fire it down the ice. Off the stick or glove of Tanner, and that'll negate the icing call. Quick headman pass, connects with Kidd. Now he'll gain the line. Beats his man wide. Can't get the shot away as McLeod does a good job to keep him to the outside. Sullivan now. Shot for a tip in on the back door, but it never gets there. Laporte knocked down at the line. Looking for a call. Headmanned again by the Weeks to Croft, and that's an offside call at the line. Kidd was 2 or 3 steps ahead of the play. Chopped outside the zone. Andrea with it now. He'll challenge the defense into the middle. Williams gets a stick on him, and it's chopped outside the line. Here's McIntosh. Plays it into the middle. McIntosh finds his rebound off the stick of Andrea and high over the glass. Over the net, pardon me. That pass misses Miller. It'll slide down the ice, but not enough for icing. McKenzie couldn't find it behind the goal, but Williams does. He'll come in transition, 4-on-2 rush. Shot, scores! Williams finds the trailer. Nick McKenzie, and he beats Hardy over the blocker's side to stretch the lead to 8-3 in favor of the Weeks. 10:30 remaining in the third period. McPhee has the draw. It's sent down to the Weeks zone, but Bertram cuts that dump in off, and he'll come back in transition. Goes off his stick. Headman to Lewis, but he can't take it cleanly. Back with speed comes McEachern. He'll dump in and give chase. Loose puck almost picked up by Green, but it's sent down the ice for McEachern again. McEachern plays it across. Bertram with it again. Gains the line with speed. Cuts up. Shot on goal. Right into the crest of Hardy. And he'll hold for a whistle. We're going to take our final commercial break of the evening. Be back shortly.
Today's game is fueled by Some Good, the clean, natural hydration shots trusted by athletes across Atlantic Canada. Packed with unfiltered apple cider, electrolytes, and no artificial junk, Some Good keeps you hydrated the right way, whether you're on the ice, in the gym, or cheering from the stands. It tastes unreal, it's good for you, and it supports local. Grab a Some Good and feel the difference. Hydration made simple, performance made better.
And we're back for the stretch run of this third period, 9:52 remaining. Weeks 8, rush 3. Draws scrambled, comes free for the Weeks, back to the point. Tanner, cross to Sullivan, back to the middle for Tanner. Quick shot on goal, he scores! Cohen Tanner with a seeing eye shot through a ton of traffic in front of Hardy. And he finds the back of the net. 9-3 Weeks. 9:42 remaining. Bass Christmas goes straight ahead off the restart. He's shut down and back the other way comes Kidd. Kidd with a head of steam. Late chop on Hardy, but not a whole lot of life left in this one. No scrums coming at this stage of the game. Another dash from Nathan Kidd. Hardy equal to the task on that one. Turned over behind the net by the rush. Sim sealed on the wall by McPhee. Puck moved quickly the other way. Laporte headmans that puck. Gideon dangerously hit into the dasher there from behind, but he looks to be okay. That pass is off a skate. Weeks regroup. Here's Tanner. Leaves it there for Sim. Sim gains the line. Played ahead as he loses possession. Here's Ethan Miller with it. Tries to go around Tanner. Rolls off that check. Centering pass back to the point. McLeod shot. Nice windmill glove stop by Thorne. On a good look from Liam McLeod of the Rush. Quick shot by Dunn. Hits a skate, never gets to the net. Turned over by McPhee at the line. He seals his man, Frazier, and takes a bit of a slash afterwards. Weeks with possession. There's Williams inside his own zone, leaves it there. McKenzie headmans the puck to Sim into the middle, just over the stick of Pugsley. Williams steps up to keep it. Frazier working hard down there to keep the puck moving forward. Puck comes free again. Gonna have a tripping call here. As soon as the Rush touch up. Looks like Liam McLeod is gonna go for 2 minutes for tripping. Chop the legs out from Ethan Frazier. We're at the 8-minute mark remaining in the third period. And the Weeks will head back to the power play looking to crack double digits. Back to the point for McCackern. Into the middle. They'll get the setup. He'll walk in. Quick shot. right on Hardy, and he'll stop and hold for a whistle. That was Hunter Green that had that latest opportunity, I believe. Weeks control the draw. Here's White with it. They have their B power play out there at this stage of the game. McCackern leaves it there. Tries to pass on the back door. Puck never arrives. Back to the point. Here's McCackern. McCackern surveying. Quick shot on goal. Rebound laying there on the pad. Knifed away by Hardy. Going to get to the line, but kept in again by McCackern. Over to White. White walks in. Quick shot. That goes high over the net. McCackern fed again at the point. Onto the weak side. Back to the middle. Quick shot on goal. One-time shot. Might have hit a body in front, and that'll rim all the way around and outside the zone. McCackern, quick up. Turns it over there. Morrison fires it down the ice. And that's going to be a too many men on the ice call as the weeks are changing. It hits the player coming off the ice. Weeks coaching staff are not happy about it. But Ewan White will serve the penalty for too many men. 6:52 on the clock. 4-on-4 for the next 53 seconds. And the Rush will get a brief power play opportunity. Pass into the middle is behind Hudson Crawley. McPhee back out to center with it. He'll flip it across to Nicholas Bass Christmas. He'll rag the puck for a moment in his own zone. Here's McPhee with it again. Headman pass connects with Dunn. Dunn with some speed through the zone. Drops it off for Crawley. He gets a weak shot on goal. Thorne will hold that one. Tanner flips it behind the net for his D partner. That pass connects. Here's Bertram with it. Skates it outside the zone. Frazier at center. Walks around Crawley. He'll try to cut to the middle. Instead of shooting, he'll set things up. Back to the middle for Tanner. Tanner, quick shot. He scores off the glove of Hardy and just finds the corner. That's Tanner's second of the game. The 6:02 mark, 6:02 remaining in the third. That'll bump the score up to 10-3 in favor of the Weeks. Off the restart, McIntosh tries to go straight ahead. Penalties over to the Rush. They're going to have a brief 5-on-4 power play. Hardy chops it ahead, but Bass Christmas has to regroup. 45 seconds remaining in this abbreviated power play for the Rush. That latest goal was a 4-on-4 goal scored by Tanner. Quick shot redirected away by Thorne. McPhee steps up, takes a wild shot towards the goal, well wide. Guthrow to McPhee. McPhee shot again, right into the midsection of Thorne, and he'll hold for a faceoff. .22 seconds remaining in the power play for the Rush. Faceoff's one back to the point for McLean. His pass misses Laporte. Battle behind the net. Puck comes free. McLean pinches down to keep it alive. Back behind the net is Laporte. He's sealed off nicely. McIntosh comes in to help. Clears it to the line, but not out. Morrison keeps it alive. He walks to the middle. Penalty's over. Passes just behind White. Wild shot from McLean. Cross-ice feed to Dunn. Dunn shot off a body and into the corner. Back to the point. Deflected in front. That'll be picked up on the half wall by the Weeks. Back the other way comes White. Drops the pass off. That shot's blocked. And in transition, here's the rush. Headman pass connects on the far side to Gideon. He walks in, takes a shot off the side of the net. And we look like we have an injury down in the corner. Gideon was taken out. By Bertram, I believe, and they collided with one of the referees on the ice, who's getting up pretty gingerly. Looks to be okay. 4:13 remaining in the third. Andrea tries to go ahead with it. Pass is cut off and fired up the wing to Croft. He gets a piece of it. Deacon McPhee comes back to get it for the rush. Fired back out to the neutral zone. Tanner reverses play in the neutral zone. Dragging the puck a little bit. He walks in. Drag and shot, but it's off a stick and doesn't get to the net. Pass fired out to the neutral zone. Kidd gets a piece of it, and we have a penalty behind the play. Head contact looked to be the call. Jaden Croft of the Weeks. 3:43 remaining in the third, and that's going to be a 4-minute penalty to Jaden Croft. And off the face-off, the Weeks gain possession and fire it down the ice. Liam McLeod back behind his goal. Tries to walk out the other side, and that's shut down by Ewan White. Puck played ahead to an area, but behind Ethan Miller. He'll wait for it to come to him and fire it down low. Hit down in the corner. Puck comes free. Ethan Miller keeps the puck moving. Here's Dunn with it. Back to the point for McLeod. Cross-ice feed to McPhee. His low shot stopped by Thorne. Regained. Here's Dunn. He'll have a shot, and that one's easily gloved as well. Thorne saw it all the way. Back to the point. Morrison with it. He'll just fire it down off the boards. Rush can't find it. Morrison pinching to keep it alive. It'll come free, and that'll be dumped down the ice by the Weeks. Crawley back for it behind his goal with Frazier in forechecking. He'll leave it there for Morrison. Morrison skating things out. Pass across for Christmas. Nicholas Bass-Christmas gains the line with 2 Weeks on him. Plays it back to the point for Morrison. He's stripped at the line, and we have a break. Frazier's in. Scores! Pretty slow backhand, forehand, delayed shot, and he finds the glove side to beat Hardy for a shorthanded goal with 2:12 remaining in the game. Makes it 11-3 in favor of the Weeks. Off the restart. McKenzie has it. Plays it back down low. Quick one-time shot. Fired down the ice. McLeod back for it. McLeod will break it out. Gain the line and get it in deep. Lewis overloading one side, but can't pick it up cleanly. Comes free. McKenzie finds the opening, and it's down the ice again. Kidd in there using that speed again. Hardy has to come out and play it. Gets it ahead. Here's Lewis. Lewis gains the line. Can't get a whole lot on that dump in. McKenzie will rip it around, and that'll come all the way around out for Kidd. Kidd, 2 men to beat. McLean knocks him off the puck. Dangerously in the crease. Hardy guarding the line. McLean will fire it in and give chase. Thorne comes out to play it. That's going to be covered by Lewis at the point. Down to Laporte. Laporte with it on the half wall. Into the final minute of play now. Laporte with a shot. Well, wide and high. Puck's in the slot area, but Rush can't find it in time, and it's swept down the ice by the Weeks. Here's Morrison with it. Chips it ahead. Lewis will fire it in. Thorne stops it behind the goal, and that'll be caught at the line by McPhee. McPhee winds up, takes a slapper, and it's about 5 feet wide of the net, unfortunately for him. Big cross-ice pass. Had Coda Lewis loaded up for it, but it hit his stick before it got to him. Gideon hauled down behind the goal. Put back to the point. Lots of time for Morrison. Morrison feeds it across to McPhee. Back to the middle for Morrison. Dunn walks in. Quick shot wide of the goal. And another one from a sharp angle from McPhee. Swallowed up by Thorne. Only 6 seconds on the clock. One more face-off ought to put this one in the books. And the Weeks will just hold this one, run the clock out. And that's all she wrote for this one, folks. Weeks take it by a score of 11-3 over the Rush. Final shots on goal are 44-19 in favor of the Weeks. Thanks for tuning in. My name is Jeff McIntyre for High Button Sports. Have a great evening. We'll see you tomorrow morning for the rematch.